All right, so this is Sal from Desi's Camping Adventures. And so we do a lot of camping, and that's why we want to share and we rent out our RV to have other people who really want to learn how to camp and enjoy their, summer with their kids or their families and friends. We've had a couple of people who've rented who've, damaged the RV, unfortunately, but the insurance did pay. In one instance, they didn't pay enough, and then the person who was supposed to pay did not. So, those are lessons learned, but that's okay. We are looking at a second spot at Roaring Brook Campground, and we've put an offer in and it's been accepted. And so, with that said, I know that in my retirement years, I would like to travel the country in an RV and go spend different times in different states and just enjoy RV life and live in an RV or travel trailer, fifth wheel. So I've been looking at them, to see because we still have two little kids. And so we are going to start. I decided that I want to start blogging or video blogging and sharing with you guys my experience and our experience of looking for the perfect travel trailer. And so I think I'm going to do a travel trailer because they're a little bigger. I want to have the kids have their own room, and so travel trailers work. And then I think with that I'm gonna eventually buy a dually truck so that after we go somewhere we have a truck. So I've been looking at RV travel trailers, fifth wheels, probably for the last 4 or 5 weeks online and seeing a whole bunch of different kinds. And so I think at this point, I want to go with the toy trailer. And so what that means is that the back is like kind of where you would put like your golf cart or your ATV, UTV, your bikes and stuff for when you travel. But then when it opens up, it does open up a back porch. And then on the back porch, you can put your grill and stuff like that. And then that room has beds that come out of the ceiling for the kids to sleep on. And we're going to make that a kids' room, throw down a carpet so that the latchers, don't mind my hair, I have camping hair today, I guess, allows for things to be hooked up in transit so they don't move. So we want to put a rug down. They do have a half bath for the kids in there. And, it's just a huge room for kids to play and enjoy. And as I sit on the porch or, the back deck, as you could say, though that seems like one of the best ideas right now. And then, the living room is going to have like a sectional. So I want to make sure like the living room, the kitchen, the kitchen, not so much. I'm okay with the kitchen being kind of small, like a U kitchen. And so, because, we don't spend a lot of time. I don't want the typical table that they have in campers. So I've seen a lot of cool new ones they have. And even sometimes the island in the kitchen on the other end is like a bar place to sit. And then I want to have like the sectional couch with the big TV, the fireplace. There's been, other times where they've had like desk alongside one camper. So, because I do plan to work remotely. And so that will be pretty cool to have somewhere to do that. And then they have, a nice sized bathroom. And then they have a bedroom with like a king size bed. There's walk-in closets that I love. There's all sorts of bedroom configurations that I think are really cool and livable and make me comfortable. And then there's tons of storage on it. And so we'll have to buy like kind of storage containers or storage unit set up so we can get the optimal space out of our storage. But whatever we can fit in the travel trailer at the time we start traveling, that's what it is. But that won't be for a while. However, because we did buy the second property, I want to start looking for those travel trailers and get it for the second property. So this weekend, coming up, there's an RV show at Mohegan Sun. And so we will be going through the RV show. And my plan is to go through the different RVs and show you what different RVs are and kind of, ask for feedback and thoughts and really putting in the mind, like, I'm going to live in this. And how do we live in this? How do we make it comfortable? How do we have enough room? And, not drive, a huge thing. The reason I wasn't getting an RV is because the RVs don't have good 2-bedroom ones that I've seen so far. There's no toy hauler, but we can buy a thing to pull. The RVs have seen some neat ones where they have double bunks on each side right before the master bedroom. But then the kids don't really have their own bedroom, their own privacy. So that's why, I'm kind of shying away from getting another RV. We have Winnie, who will always be our girl, and we can take her on trips. But when we finally go and move in to the travel trailer or fifth wheel, that's what we'll move into and get a new truck and kind of, hook that up to go. And instead of paying rent or a mortgage, we will be paying the truck payment. And so that will be good. And then when you rent the spot, it comes with electricity and sewage and all that. So that's pretty neat. And you can become a member of different campgrounds and, get to go places like that. So as I do my journey and look for it, because what's neat is then you start to look for things to buy that fit nicely in the camper, that help organize things, that take those small spaces, because you are in a camper, and, organize them so they could be in good shape. So I'm going to be sharing those things that we get and find to be really good. And then if it's not, then we'll tell you why it didn't work for us. And really, I want to just start to help others out there who are thinking about doing the same thing. So come with me on my journey of, looking for campers, supplies, and different things. So I can't wait for my new site. My new site does have a deck on it, so that's exciting for me. And so then the other site we will rent out. I know somebody was interested in renting it for the season. I'm not sure if they still are. And then in the winter, that's where we'll park the RV. So it's a win-win situation. Roaring Brook is a great place. They have a lot of good activities, and I can't wait to start to travel. So this summer, we're planning, I believe, to go to South Carolina. And we're going to take Winnie to South Carolina and take the kids on summer vacation. And so that is going to be exciting. And so, you'll find out more about that. So come on my journey, Desi Camping Adventures, and let's see our camping journey, our crock pot meals. So a lot of times when I do camping, because we go and do things during the day, I set the old lady, I call her the old lady, the crock pot up with some good crock pot meals. So when we come back, dinner's all ready. And usually for lunch we'll have hamburgers or hot dogs. I'll make sandwiches. And so how do we travel? How do we pick? We're going to be looking at a UTV. And how do we pick that UTV? We have Herbie, our golf cart, and he's cool. He's orange. And so you'll get to meet Herbie this summer. And we'll kind of video blog and take it from there. I hope you start following and giving your feedback and your comments and asking any kind of camping questions. We do sell firewood, Desi Camping Adventures. People have been buying it all winter long and they love it. And it started last summer with people buying the summer wood from us. And so that right now is in Waterbury that we have that wood. And so people have been coming by and buying it. And so they like it. So we're going to continue to sell that wood and take it from there. All right, everybody. I can't wait for next Saturday at Mohegan Sun. We're going to get to look at a ton of travel trailers, campers, fifth wheels, RVs, and see if we can find that one for me. If not, then we're going to have to take a journey to the different places to see if we can find the right one for me. I can't wait, and I look forward to sharing the journey with you. So when you're ready to do your journey, you'll know the pros, cons, and things not to do, or pitfalls, because I'll tell you the good, bad, and ugly. All right, talk to you soon.